Well, hey, good afternoon. I'm Joey Spehar, and we are live and direct here at WYEP. We got a room full of WYEP members. How's everyone feeling? Oh, yeah. And the reason that we've gathered here today is to hear some new music from Merce Lemon and her band. They have a new album called Watch Me Drive Them Dogs Wild. It is out now. It is fantastic, and we're going to talk all about it. But we always love to start with a song. So what do you guys want to start with?
We're going to play the song Rain for you. This sounds like a song I barfed out in the drought. A love song for the rain. I miss you like the wind hugs wings. Like the mountains' fingertips on the tops of trees. Tickle in the sky's belly, like soupy clouds, washing the blue bowl clean with a spoon in your eye. I can see your relentlessness in the muddy puddles where Reading is. Shattering the splintered stalk where golden braids pour into drops. Shattering the splintered stalk where golden braids pour into drops.
Well, it's Merce Lemon live and direct this afternoon here on WYEP. The new album, Watch Me Drive Them Dogs Wild, out now. It is really, really nice. So thanks, everybody, for being here today, first of all.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us.
If you haven't heard the record yet, I really think you got to check this one out. It's so good, and it opens with a song called Birdseed, which I think is like a brilliant next level imagination of what you could do as a bird. I mean, we all we all think about what it's like to be a bird, but you took it in some other interesting directions, which I really appreciate. So, can you talk about your relationship to the natural world and how it impacted these songs, because it's all over the place?
Yeah. Well, that song I wrote in like deep pandemic when I was at my parents' house staring out the window at the cherry tree that they planted like when I was born that was like fully grown at that point. But I kind of like, it was early spring, so I watched it bloom and fruit, and I watched the birds eat all of the fruit off the top that we couldn't get, which they always do. But yeah, I just, my relationship to the natural world it's like always inspiring me, and I spend a lot of time outside, and I also landscape. So, yeah, it's a constant inspiration.
There's also this distinct air of like domestic themes going on the album as well. And Pitchfork said it's, they were they're really smart. They compared it to like a Frank Lloyd Wright house where
Whoa.
there's this like indoor and outdoor living. And I thought that was pretty perfect. So for you, is this, because it's different for everybody, is this an indoor album or an outdoor album?
Yeah, I think it's both. I'm definitely one to get stuck in my room, but I also find a lot of solace outside in the woods. I mean, Window is a total inside song, so I think there's a little bit for both sides, but I think it's a good walking album.
I don't walk much, but I will try that. This could be good inspiration. But I also wanted to like thank you on a personal level for some of these songs, because I feel like I could see a bit of myself in there, even though, these are very obviously your stories, but I like the way that you tackle these big things and then throw something like kind of ridiculous and kind of funny in there, which is like something I see in myself, much to the chagrin of, my family and my relationships. It's like, I always got to throw in a joke and kind of screw it up in some ways. So do you feel like you have to take the edge off of it sometimes?
Yeah, I don't want to make the most depressing music in the world. I don't know if that's very helpful. And I think humor is very important in sadness and being alive.
And I you put out that song before the album came out, like earlier this spring, the "Will You Do Me a Kindness?" And I mean, that line, if you don't know what it's about, like, you'll look it up sometime. But for those of us who do recognize that there's this ridiculous video of this guy making like a Winnebago training video or something, and he just keeps screwing up and he keeps saying that, "Will you give me a kindness?" Or "do me a kindness?" So to get a song like that, how does it come together? Like, is that inspired by something? Is it pieces, here and there? How does all that work?
That song really was started with the title, which I think rarely happens with my writing process. But when I was watching that YouTube video, he said that enough times that I was like, I really like this phrase, and I don't know, I've never heard anyone use it. And it kind of spiraled into a song from there.
Yeah, it seems like very personal to him.
Yeah.
So
I was like, I Googled it because I was like, I wonder if there's any other association with this, and only the Winnebago Man came up.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Well, we are live and direct this afternoon with Merce Lemon. New album is Watch Me Drive Them Dogs Wild. It's getting a lot of well-deserved attention, and you're about to find out why. Can we get a couple more songs?
Thank you.
You can call this heaven, 'cause when you close your eyes you see branches hanging low with blueberries. You can call this heaven, 'cause all the money is buried deep below our feet. You wonder how the fruit got so sweet, guarded by the dark, secret to the dream, secret to the orbs in their webbed feet, and our offerings to thee.
We're gonna play a song called Backyard Lover next.
Well, if you're just tuning in, we are live and direct this afternoon with Merce Lemon. New album is out, plus a hometown album release show this Friday night at Bottle Rocket. And Merce, would you take a moment to introduce your band?
Yeah, I'd love to. We have Ben Brody on the bass, Reed Majette on the guitar, and Pat Coyle on the drums and the harmonies.
I imagine that's a really good feeling being backed up by people like this because it brings so much to the music. So maybe this is an awkward question, maybe not. Is this an official band? Like, is everybody committed to this? How much of the record sounds the way that it does because of this band? You know what I mean?
No, that is a good question. It's not awkward. It's just like, I think it's been 2 years that we've been playing together as this band, and we recorded the whole album together too. So we imagined I wrote all the songs, but we imagined them as full band songs together, and that was very influential.
Does it ever end up differently, like vastly differently than, the picture you have in your mind, and then you bring it to everybody and it takes on a whole new direction?
Sometimes. I'm not one to have a full final vision of what a song will be. I often like to figure that out more collectively.
Well, you grew up in a very musical household, from what I understand, and for me, that's really nice to think about because, I mean, there was music and art and whatever in my house, but not at that level. So for you, is that helpful? Is it a hindrance sometimes? Like, I know friends that have very arty parents that are like, man, I just wish I would have got in trouble every once in a while.
I definitely got in trouble for not doing my homework, but no, I feel very grateful to how I was raised and what I was. I think a lot of my friends had to find the weird music worlds, and I just grew up in it, and so I missed a lot of the pop culture stuff. So sometimes people think I'm younger than I am because of the pop culture references that I miss, but really I just didn't have TV, and I was watching 16 millimeter films that my dad was showing instead of Cartoon Network, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't have cable. I just worked in a gas station all the time. So it's, it's different for everybody. But was music always the thing for you? Like, could you have come home one day and said, accounting is really where it's at? Or if music wasn't a thing, did you have another creative outlet?
Yeah, I don't think I ever thought that I was going to be a musician until I started playing again when I was 19. And even then, it was just because I enjoyed it, not because I had a vision of my future with it. But I did a lot of visual art. I think that was my main creative outlet for so many years, and one that I kind of miss because I think music kind of replaced that, and I want to find a world where they coexist again.
I'm sure you'll find it. Keep looking. Well, I do want to bring up a very special and important lady in your life who I would love to talk about, Moldy.
My cat.
Yes. Why isn't she here today?
Because she's a wild animal. I love that even in the Pitchfork article, they referenced my cat, and I was like, this is strange.
I mean, I see her on Instagram. You had the video the other day, she's climbing this fence, and it made me
and then
feel.
She fell off the other side of the fence.
Okay. Well, then maybe I feel so bad for my cat who's not allowed outside, but I'm sure there's pluses and minuses.
There was no option for me. She was a terror. And she was also born outside, so she had a taste for it. And, I had to listen to her. She always comes home.
Well, she pops up on the record, not necessarily in sound, but, she's talked about.
I was saying in band practice the other day, I was like, I want a meow on one of our songs.
LP4, it's coming.
Yeah, watch out for that.
Well, we're live and direct this afternoon with Merce Lemon. If you have not heard the new album yet, be sure to do that as soon as you possibly can. It is so good. And there's a show this Friday at Bottle Rocket. You can find details on this on our website or follow Merce Lemon. And would you like to leave us with a song?
Yeah, we're going to play Foolish and Fast for you.
There's nothing like an open road, but what do I know about driving? It's only been a couple years since I've been behind the wheel. At one time at the beach, 19, and the weight of my body made phosphorescence glow, and a friend go crazy. Home is where the heart is, it's where the waves come crashing. My tapes are blasting a country song. Put the bottle on the table, let it stay there till I'm not able to see your face in every place that I go. And I don't play sports to win the game. Foolish and fast, foolish and fast, and a highway straight through the mountains. Foolish and fast, foolish and fast, foolish and where the heart is where the waves come crashing. My tapes are blasting a country song. I'll keep drinking, it won't matter. Just remember that I once had. I don't know why I sit and cry every day. And I don't play sports to win the game. Foolish and fast, foolish and fast, and a highway straight through the mountains. Foolish and fast, foolish and fast, and my love just passing through you. Foolish and fast, foolish and fast, foolish and
So good. It's Foolish and Fast from the new Merce Lemon album, Watch Me Drive Them Dogs Wild. That album is out now. Be sure to take a listen to it as soon as you can. Everybody, one more time for Merce Lemon. And wait a second. Just put your insecurities, your shyness under the chair for a second. Let's give her a nice meow. Thanks, everybody.